Hello, today we're going to be learning about punnett squares. And punnett squares are a way that we can determine which traits an offspring might inherit. A couple of reminders of vocabulary terms. So, heterozygous means that you have received one of each allele, so one dominant allele and one recessive allele. And homozygous means you have two of the same allele. So, those alleles can be both recessive or both dominant. Remember, we represent dominant alleles with a capital or uppercase letter, and we represent recessive alleles with a lowercase letter. You need only one dominant allele for the dominant trait to show up, but you need both recessive alleles for the recessive trait to show up. And then genotype is the combination of alleles, and phenotype is the trait that is shown, so what you see. So what we're going to be looking at today is something called a punnett square. Sorry, I have like something stuck in my throat. So I'm going to go through the first problem with you and walk you through it. And then after that, I want you to pause the video, try to solve the problems on your own, and then you can come back and see if you did it right. All right. So the first practice problem says predict the fur color of an offspring of a brown heterozygous hamster and a white homozygous hamster. Brown is dominant, white is recessive. So there's a bunch of information in this paragraph here. So first we see that we have a brown heterozygous hamster. Well, we know that heterozygous means that that hamster has one of each allele. And so it has one dominant allele and one recessive allele. So we're going to write the genotype of the first hamster as big B, little b. And then we have a white homozygous hamster. That homozygous means that we have two of the same allele. Now, they could both be dominant or both be recessive. But because we know that it's white, and if we keep reading down here, it says brown is dominant, white is recessive. So we know that white is recessive. So in order for that hamster to be have white colored fur, it has to have both recessive alleles. So that is going to be little b, little b. Then what we do now that we know the two genotypes of the parent hamsters, we're going to make a punnett square. To make a punnett square, you just make a box like this with 4 squares in it. And we write the parent number 1 on the top up here. So we know the genotype is big B, little b. So we write each one over each column. And parent 2 is white homozygous, so is little b, little b. So we write that on the side here. It doesn't matter which parent you put where. Then what we do to fill in this punnett square is first we take this big B and we put it down into the 2 boxes below it. Excuse my mouse handwriting here. It's hard to write with a mouse here, okay? And then we do the same with this little b. It's kind of like a multiplication type thing. Then we take this parent number 2 over here and we write both of those in the boxes across. So I'll write little b, little b, little b, little b. So what this now tells me is that of my offspring, they could be big B, little b, big B, little b, little b, little b, or little b, little b. So what does this mean? So we're going to look onto the next slide and we're going to determine the different genotypes. So these are the genotypes that the offspring could have. And then we're going to determine what those phenotypes would be. So if I go into here, it tells me. So under genotype, I've listed the 4 genotypes possibilities from the punnett square under genotype. And then for phenotype, I'm just going to type in there what it would look like, okay? So this right here, big B, little b, that is heterozygous, one of each allele. And because there's at least one dominant allele, that offspring is going to show the dominant trait. So since brown is the dominant trait, this hamster would have brown fur. This is the same as that, so it would also have brown fur. Now, both of these little b's are homozygous because they have the same allele. And since they both have the same recessive allele, Remember, if we have two recessive traits, then the offspring will show the recessive trait. Since white is recessive, this offspring would have white fur, and this offspring would have white fur. So what this tells me then is that of the offspring of these two hamster parents, okay, half of them, or 50%, would have brown fur, and half of them, or 50%, would have white fur. Now, that does not mean that if they have 4 hamster offspring, that two of them are going to be brown fur and 2 of them are going to be white fur. What it means is that each offspring that is born has a 50% chance of having brown fur and a 50% chance of having white fur. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that these would for sure be the 4 traits of the offspring. All right, so let's try another problem. So predict the offspring of 2 white homozygous cows. Black is dominant over white. Use the letter B. Okay. So here is the Punnett square. Now we know that both of these cows are white homozygous. So homozygous means that they have the same allele. And since black is dominant and white is recessive, the allele that they both have is the recessive allele. All right. So since they're both white homozygous, we have to use the recessive allele. And it said to use B's again. Okay. So they're both going to be little b, little b, little b, little b. So take a minute, pause the video, and see if you can fill in that Punnett square. When you're ready, unpause. All right. So then what I do is I take this allele here and I put it in both the boxes below. Same thing here. And I take this allele and bring it over in the 2 boxes next to it. And then same thing with this one. Now I notice I have 4 little b's. So we can go on to the next slide. And we know that all 4 of those are little b. So I'm just going to type those in. Whoops. Those are the 4 possibilities. Okay. Now I know that these are all homozygous recessive, right? They both have 2 of the same allele, so they're homozygous, and they're both showing the recessive trait. So if I go back to this one, I know that white is the recessive trait. So the phenotype for all of these, we are going to have white cows. So what this tells me is with these 2 particular cows, all 100% of their offspring will be white. And this is what happens when both parents are showing a recessive trait. The offspring also are going to show that recessive trait because there's not another option, right? They all are going to get those both recessive traits, one recessive allele from each parent. So these cows would 100% have offspring with the recessive trait. All right, next problem. Predict the offspring of 2 gray heterozygous rats. Gray is dominant over white, which is recessive. So we have them being gray heterozygous. Remember, heterozygous means that they have one of each allele, one dominant and one recessive allele. Okay. Since they're gray, they're showing the dominant trait. So if we use the letter R, we go over here. Okay, so I want you to pause the video now and see if you can set up this whole Punnett square on your own and fill it in. When you're ready to check your work, go ahead and unpause. All right, since both of these rats are gray heterozygous, we know that they both have a big R, little r. Because when it's heterozygous, that's the only combination that you can have. Okay. Then we cross this Punnett square. So I take this dominant allele and bring it down. This recessive allele, bring it down. Then I go across and bring this allele over. And then I bring this allele over. Okay, and something that I want to point out to you is that this right here, this little r, and big R, little r, are the same thing. They're both heterozygous dominant. Okay, so if I go to the next slide, I can fill in my genotypes. I'm going to kind of have to toggle back and forth. So first I have big R, and then my next one would be big R, and big R, little r. I have two of those. And then my last one would be both lowercase r's. All right. So I'm going to go back to the problem and just review what it says. So it says gray is dominant and white is recessive. So for rats. Okay. So remember, whenever I see a dominant trait, I'm going to show a dominant allele, I'm going to show the dominant phenotype. So pause the video, see if you can fill in the phenotypes, and unpause when you are ready. All right, since this one is homozygous dominant here, this genotype is going to show the dominant trait. So this is going to be gray. So that's going to be gray. These two are both heterozygous, but since they each show one dominant allele, they're going to show the dominant trait. So these are both going to be gray also. And this one is homozygous recessive, so that is going to show the recessive trait, which is white fur. So I would say that with these two rat parents, they have a 3 out of 4 chance, or a 75% chance of having offspring that are gray, have gray fur, and a 25% chance, or 1 in 4 chance, of having an offspring that has white fur. Now, this is something I want to point out here. When we cross this box, both of these parents were heterozygous, but they both showed the dominant trait, right? Because they have a dominant allele. So both of them were gray. Now, they still have a 25% chance of having an offspring that shows the recessive trait. So this shows how two parents that are both having a dominant trait, that are exhibiting that phenotype, can have an offspring that shows the recessive trait, or the recessive phenotype. All right, next one has to do with the pea shape of the offspring of one heterozygous round pea plant and one homozygous wrinkled pea plant. Round is dominant over wrinkle. All right, so go ahead and see if you can set this up. Pause the video, and then you can check your work when you're done. All right, so our first parent is heterozygous round, and we know that round is dominant, right? So I'm going to use the letter, I'm going to use T. All right, let's find a fun color, pink. Okay, so heterozygous means I have one of each allele. So I would have a capital T and a lowercase t for my first parent. And the second parent is homozygous wrinkled. So homozygous means they have two of the same allele. And since it's wrinkled, and we know that wrinkled is the recessive trait, we know that this parent has both recessive alleles. Okay. Then I do my cross. Oops. Bring this allele across here. This allele across. And there we go. All right. So when I cross these two parents, I have two heterozygous and two homozygous recessive. Let's go to the next slide. So I have a big T, little t, big T, little t, little t, little t, little t, little t. But for the phenotypes, when I look back up here, it says that round is dominant over wrinkled. So whenever I see the dominant allele, then my phenotype is going to be round. So since this is heterozygous, it's going to be round. This one is the same. These two are both homozygous recessive, so those are both going to be wrinkled. So when we cross these two parents, we have a 2 out of 4 chance of having a round offspring, round pea plants, and a 50% chance, or 2 out of 4, of having wrinkle pea plants. Now remember, this just means that for each offspring, there's a 50% chance of being round and a 50% chance of being wrinkled. All right, next problem, last one. What are your chances of having a boy or a girl? How would you solve this one? Now, we talked a little bit about the sex chromosomes, and the sex chromosomes of a female are XX, and the sex chromosomes of a male are XY. So to solve this one, think how you could do a cross for that. Go ahead and pause the video and try that out. All right, so this is how we determine biological sex. So you have one female, which is XX, and one male that is XY. And we cross this just the same as we would any other Punnett square. So I bring this allele down. And this allele down. X's are not easy to draw. And I bring this allele over. And this allele over. Y. So my options here then are XX, XX, or XY, XY. So XX, XX, XY, XY. So the phenotype for XX is female, male, male. So this tells us that when, for gender, we have a 50% chance of having a female offspring and a 50% chance of having a male offspring. All right, so you can stop this video and there are going to be some practice problems on the next assignment. Please let me know if you need any help or have any questions. Have a great day.